What's up, Gunpla modelers? This is Strider Prime bringing you a new edition of Gundam Models. Hello, how's everybody doing? Hope everyone had a great weekend. I had a good weekend too. As you can see here, I took first place in the Robots, Beings, and Monsters category at the Mosquitocon in Wayne, New Jersey. And I was pretty excited. I was excited in one way, but also surprised, very surprised, because a lot of people were hoping that the Exia was going to win. Instead, this guy won. My 100 scale master grade GM Sniper Custom. Yeah, this guy won. Congratulations. I have to say that I knew something was up at the show when I was, how can I say this? I was, okay, so I was recording and taking a lot of photographs and all that stuff. And you guys have seen that in my previous videos, of course. Thank you for the comments and all that. And of course, I left them when I got to the point where I was heading towards the robot section. I noticed that they were already doing the judging there and reviewing. So I said, all right, I'll leave them alone. Let me just continue recording other stuff. Don't bother the judges. But visually, I noticed that they will look at my GM kit. I would look away for a few moments, do something else, come back a bit, then glance at what they're doing, still looking at my GM. And I'm like, okay, fine. Then I was kind of hungry. I didn't eat anything, so I said, let me go get something to eat. I bought a burger and fries. I was at the vendor section again, just looking around. Went back. They were not in front of my kit anymore, but then like 10 minutes later they came back. They're still talking about it. They're still looking at it. And I kind of like mentally said to myself, they're going to probably give it like, second place or third place. Because there were great builds there. Granted, my Exia was amazing. But I know there was a bit of, I think there's a mistake there that I didn't cover, and I'm not going to talk about it. But the other thing is, I think maybe they didn't pick it because maybe they didn't understand what it is. Everybody in the Gundam universe knows that when Trans Am goes like this, when Exia becomes this, it's in Trans Am mode. But what does the average model builder know about it? Maybe maybe they're not aware that it does this, and maybe they didn't get it. If this was, I would say, if I would have painted the Exia, the normal colors, maybe gave it a pre-shading look or something like that, that could have raised some eyebrows. And yes, it could have had decals on it. But anyway, I did it the way it is, and to tell you the truth, that Exia is still on. The batteries are still going. I think no. Actually, no. The batteries are now off because I had that running since Saturday, and now after a day and a half, it's now used up. I put it in a place in my room which allows me to put it away. I don't think I have any more room for anything else, but then again, I have another massive kit that I haven't built yet, so that's a conversation for a later date. So yeah, they were looking at this, and again, there were other kits there that was equally amazing. One kit in particular was the GN Sniper 2, that was done by a guy named Chris. You can go look at his on his YouTube page. Sorry, not YouTube page. Facebook page. He goes on the Squee Workbench, and it was basically the GM Sniper, like lying on its back on the ground in a snowy a backdrop diorama type setup with trees and all that stuff. It's camouflaged beautifully. It has snow on it, and it had this massive beam rifle type weapon, and I was like, okay, this has to place. So at the award ceremony, I'm listening to, third place winner was this, which I think was one of the Macaque kits. I could be wrong. There was a lot of Machine Cracker kits too. I was surprised. Good work though. It's not my cup of tea, or my cup of coffee, you could say, but I was impressed seeing all them. So they named off, winner number 3, third place winner, second place winner. When they got to the first place winner, I'm here, and now all the group is there, and I'm hearing him say Master Grade GM Sniper, and then I kind of like said to myself, "Oh, Chris won," but then I forgot that in the registration sheet, I wrote down Master Grade. I think he wrote down MG, because then he ended with the word custom. Everybody was looking at him, and then they all stopped. Wait, not him, me. And then I was like, okay, I was okay, fine. I took it. So, yeah. I thank all the compliments that I've gotten, because they said that my pre-shading capability has gone up a little high, and really I thought maybe it was not too much though, but it's subtle to the point where each part was subtle, but then when you merge it together, it formed this beautiful kit. And of course, what helped out was the decals. Those decals from USAGundamStore.com, which I'm going to look at right now and see if I can get my hands on some more decals like these, because I love these decals. They go on nice and crazy smooth. Yeah, I thank you. Thank you, Mosquitocon, the judges at Mosquitocon. Thank you to all my my friends and supporters out there. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It was a bit of a shock to me. Now, of course, I did not win everything. I did not win the spaceship category, which was number 38, with my Andromeda and my Kiska. That distinction went to Chris as well, because he brought a 1/350th scale Millennium Falcon on a backdrop of, like in space with the asteroids. And he had it as a plaque, and he thought, I'll bring it in for shits and giggles. Well, guess what? He won. Not only did he win first place, but he also won best sci-fi model kit. So, and I knew exactly that he was going to get it, because when he gave me the model kit and I looked at it, and I was like impressed with all the minute details that he put down, because that kit was like about this big, and he was able to paint that even, better than my Millennium Falcon. But yeah, congratulations to Chris as well for winning. So we had a great time. So many model kits there. The ship categories were beautiful, well done. The car categories, I'm not a big fan of it, but you have to acknowledge it to see some concept cars and classic cars that you don't normally see. Aircraft. You definitely see a lot of well thought out designs, and people taking a lot of time to make the most out of these planes. There's a beautiful Phantom F4, which was it was a big kit, and I thought it was one of those Academy kits, because I think there was a Phantom F4 made by Academy at, I believe, 1/48 scale, but the guy told me no, this is not 1/48. This is not Academy. This is an old Revell kit. And I said, really? And he says, yes. And sometimes you'd be surprised that older kits that's over 20 or 30 years old, if done right, can pretty much catch your attention, and pretty much the judges caught his attention as well. There was what was it? There was a Concorde that was huge, another Revell kit, but like nearly 3 feet long. I was like, I'm impressed with how big that guy was. I'm going by mentally what I remember. There was this back to the ships. There was a nice sailing ship there, which I commented the fact that we don't normally see that many sailing ship model kits out there, because I know it is a bit of a that's a lot of work. Not in regards to building, but if you're into, you know, threading the rigging and all that stuff, that you know, you pretty much need to be a seamstress to do that, because that's a, or you know, is that a seamstress you could say, or have knitting skills. Going over to the tank categories, there was this massive, not almost a massive, but a large artillery gun piece from Russia, a Russian tank or Russian artillery piece, which pretty much I was looking at that all the time. Every time I stopped and walked around or passed that, I had to look at that again and again, because it was well made, well done. And there was going back now, going to the starship categories. Even though Chris's Millennium Falcon was great, there was a big ass Millennium Falcon there, 1/72nd scale, and it was lidded up. It had detailed engine, you know, it had the top part removed, and it was a custom made. Now here's the thing: the inside of the ship was custom made to show the flight, you know, the famous table scene where, you know, the Hans, Chewie and R2-D2 was playing the game, and you see the walkway and all that stuff. And that is not a Bandai kit. That was a Revell kit. That was an old Revell kit. Now, he said it was an old Revell kit, so I can't confirm it was old as in... No, I don't think he says Revell. I think it could be... Wait a minute. Does the new... if I remember correctly, MPC made a very large Millennium Falcon back in the day. So what was this? Was this a Revell? Does this new Revell kit have the interior? Now I'm second guessing myself. You know what? I may be saying it wrong, so I apologize. I may have to review that again, but it was well done. It was well lit up with the engine lights and all that stuff, and of course the lights under the ship. So I was impressed with that. There was this, in the diorama section, there was this massive diorama of a bombed out street building section that was literally over 6 to 7 feet long. I was taken back on that, saying, wow, that's huge. That is massive. And I talked to the guy, and I asked him, you know, congratulations on building something so unique, because there was 2 tanks at the end there, and obviously the fateful meeting right there, 2 tanks getting ready to fight. And I asked him, you must have a big house to, you know, have this displayed. And the guy goes, well, no, it's not for me. It's for commission, because there's a museum that he contacted and asked him if it was okay for him to build it for them. So they said yes, so he built it, brought it to the show, and obviously, once he's done, he packed it up, he's going to bring it to the museum. I should have asked him which museum, so I can promote it. But, that was good. That was nice of him to do something like that for veterans and all that stuff. So the turnout was amazing. I didn't. Oh, that's right. In the junior category, one kid brought a star burning Gundam, and he won 2nd place. So congratulations to that kid. Everybody had fun. Everybody enjoyed themselves, and we all had a blast. I really was. You know, I'll say this. I had my money on Exia. I did not have my money on him. But I'm glad that it won, and I'm not complaining. You know, you guys really helped me out a lot in a way. I'm kind of like a little tired now with building a kit at this moment. That doesn't mean I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue on. Just I need a little bit of a break. So at the show, obviously, you know, besides me, you know, going there showing the videos of everybody. And by the way, so those of you know, I recorded all this through my phone, and I did record it in 4K. So it took a couple of hours for this 4K feature to kick in. So if you have a 4K TV and you're streaming it over to from your, you know, tablet or whatever device you're using, you know, you'll definitely benefit of it. Let me know how it comes out, if it turned out okay. But I want to show you stuff that I picked up at the show. And something really big as well, which of course is a bit of an annoyance, but I will show it off. So this show was not intended to be something where I can go buy model kits. Even though I saw some really, really cool classic kits, I was not ready to get them per se, since I got so much. But there were things that I was in need of. So first thing I did was, well, I did buy an extra bottle of glue, this extra thin cement, but this is the quick setting version. The bottle's a little different, as you can see. So I got that. Then I got masking tape, 18mm. I ran out on the previous, I think on one of my previous builds, so this should be ample enough for this. I gotta find the casing. I didn't throw it away. I kept it. Now I said that I needed more of this because when I go to the show, these are a godsend. Gunmetal by Extreme AK. This is the smoothest gunmetal that can go on any kit. I didn't put it on this guy, I put it on the Exia, but I love it, so I'm not going to get rid of that. I'm not going to, I'm going to start using that more in my next series of kits. Then I picked up these kits, these things. Tamiya sanding sponge sheets. This is a 600 grit, and this is a 240. This is a little more coarser, but this is great for like rounded stuff. Then of course you can cut it into slices and use it for something else. But round items should be fine. So, got these. I also got these little micro saw sets, because I know sooner or later I'm going to have to be cutting some parts. And I'm going to need this. Now I saw this and I had to stop for a moment and say to myself, do I really need this? But then I said, you never know. You never know. Composite fiber decal. Now this is for vehicles, of course, but I want to know how will this look on a Gundam kit in specific areas. It's only one sheet. I should have bought two, but we'll test out with one first. So I got that. Now that was from one vendor, and that same vendor, which I purchased all this, I went back to him and I picked up these pens, these oil brushers from Mig Jimenez. This one's in gold, and this one is in medium gray. And don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I thought, let me try it. Let me see how they look. Then I went to another vendor right there, and I saw this one, oil brusher sets, basic color, and then of course I saw the Gundam. And I said, you know what, this is kind of cool. I wonder how this will come out. Red, basic colors, red, yellow, and blue. I don't know if anybody has gotten their hands on this, but let me know. Definitely I need to do some research on this, on how to apply and use this. So I got that. I also got this. Green Mecha colors. We have protective green, gunmetal blue, dull green, interior light green, and light gray green. That's actually pretty nice. So I got that. Right there. And the last thing I got was this massive, massive thing, which they told me about it, and I said, oh, I gotta get these because I always wanted to get these. I got this. Second edition revised of the In Combat Painting Mechas, again by Ammo Meg as well. And I'm gonna review this. I don't know if anybody has done the review, but I'm gonna review it myself. See how it is. So that's kind of cool to get this magazine. Let's put that back there. Yeah, not a magazine, excuse me, more of a book. It's really, it feels like hardcover. So I got all that. Spent like about close to $100. Oh, and one last thing. Well, no, actually, let me just seg into this next thing. So besides these, I also signed up for raffles, like to get free kits or whatever. And I didn't want to spend. I said, you know what? Every time I buy a lot of tickets, yeah, I win a lot of kits. And I said to myself, nah, maybe support them by just buying a few tickets, you know. So I bought. There were these two tier sets of tickets. There was the light blue ones, which is usually lower quality, not lower quality kits, but yeah, an abundance of kits. And then there was these orange colored, yellow orange type tickets. These were the premium kits that they were selling, or they were giving away. So the first one was for the blue. I won one blue, and that blue one was a figure set of three German officers, but they were remote controlling a drone-like tank, like a little small drone-like tank. Nice to get that, but I was like, what am I going to do with it? Luckily, somebody was interested in it, and I sold it to him, so I made some money out of that. Fine, cool. The second item that I got, I wish somebody would have purchased it from me. It was the orange colored raffles, and I'm going to have to bring this up like that, because what I got was, well, let's just say I wasn't prepared for this. I got this. A massive USS United States sailing ship. And I was like commenting, oh, we don't see that many sailing ships these days. Yeah, great, now I got one. 1/120th scale. This is 30 inches long and 21 inches high. This is an old monogram kit, and I had to look at the date. I think it was this came out in 1981. Sailing ships is not my thing. I admire it. I appreciate it. Its aesthetics, its overall beauty. But I don't think I have the time for this, or the space. I mean, to tell you the truth, this box is pretty much around the same box size as the Deep Striker that just came out, or the other boxes that I have right behind me. So yeah, I got this, and I am going to put this on eBay because I really do not need this. If anybody wants one, I will post a link to the eBay site on maybe I don't know if I could do it on this video, but I'll try. If you guys are interested in a ship like that, and by the way, I put it at a very high shipping cost, because this thing is about 2 feet by 15 inches, so I got to find myself a 2 foot by 2 foot box, and that's going to be a very bulky kit. The last thing that I got, and this one was this was more of a purchase than a raffle. One of the guys over there, whose name is Steve, he was you know, bought some raffle things, and he got a lot of kits too. But one of the oranges was what he got was this. The Start Airbrushing Now Neo. He already has 3 of these, and I asked him, hey, I'll take it off your hands. We made a deal, and he gave it to me. Why do I have this now? Well, apparently this guy, which I purchased the replacement part for this, still doesn't work. When I filled it up with a thinner to clean and push the button down, nothing comes out. Air comes out, that's true, but this thing begins to bubble. You know, like when you hold your finger here and you press it down to agitate the thinner. That's how it's doing when I press it down. even if I pull the needle out and press it down, it's still bubbling. I explained it to somebody then. He believes it's one of the sealers that may have failed or needs to be replaced. Well, I'm not complaining on the fact that, you know, I wasted money on something that now it doesn't work. The part was like, what, $10 or something like that? So I may end up putting this on eBay, but I don't know yet. I don't know yet. But I got this. I'm okay. I am okay. So there you have it. Those are the items that I got, and that's the kit that I won. Not bad for Mosquitocon for 2018, right? Oh boy. Anyway, so right now I'm going to take a bit of a break, maybe about a week or so, depending on how I feel. I guess I was, you know, a little stressed out with a lot of things, but now that everything is ended and everything is over, I started to put away a lot of my kits away. Exy has placed in an area which is proudly displayed. I'm going to put him away soon. And oh, besides the sailing ship, I also put some stuff on sale on eBay as well. So if you guys are interested, you'll see. But there you go. I'd like to thank you guys all for watching me build this kit. I'm going to take a bit of a break. And of course, when I come back, I will begin working on this guy. Until then, I'd like to thank you guys all for watching, and stay tuned for more Gundam models yet to come. You guys all have a great day.